The U.S. government says developing countries are making strong progress against global hunger, poverty, and nutrition. Some new data shows rates of stunted growth in children have dropped in Ethiopia, Ghana, and parts of Kenya. Areas of Uganda have seen a 16% drop in poverty. Global food insecurity is a solvable problem, and this is a crucial time to highlight the importance of collaborative efforts within the Feed the Future initiative. A statement from Dan Glickman, who is a senior fellow at the Bipartisan Policy Center, former U.S. Secretary of Agriculture. Mr. Secretary, explain the Feed the Future initiative.
This is an attempt by the U.S. government and also by the private sector and nonprofit organizations to build a strong agriculture infrastructure in the developing world, in sub-Saharan Africa, in South Asia, and in Central America. The purpose is to give them the skills to produce their own food, and in the process help women farmers and try to defeat poverty. And the prime cause of poverty is an undeveloped agriculture in that part of the world.
It's obviously very successful, as we just saw in some of those statistics. Explain the connection between this stunted children, stunted growth, and malnutrition and hunger.
Significant stunting occurs in high poverty areas where they may get an adequate quantity of food. They may get enough calories, but they don't get nutritious food. There's not a balanced diet. And so in places in sub-Saharan Africa and even in our own hemisphere, Guatemala has some of the highest stunting in the world. So you go there and you see people who are quite small, in part because of the fact of inadequate nutrition. So one of the goals of the U.S. government, in working with others as well, is to try to make sure that people know the kinds of foods they ought to be eating in order to prevent that from happening.
America is blessed with great resources, so we've been very successful with agriculture. What could we do as a nation, as a people, to help the entire world overcome hunger?
Well, we've done a lot. We helped the Brazilians and the South Koreans really develop their agriculture systems after the Second World War, after the Korean War. There are nearly 1 billion people who live in Africa, and nearly another 1 billion people live in South Asia. Many of their farmers are quite good, but a lot of them need technical assistance, need the kind of help that our farmers got from the land-grant universities and others to build their own agricultural systems. These are very smart people, very good people in the developing world, but in many cases they just need the basic knowledge of fertilizer to apply, the right kind of fertilizer, good seeds, how to make soil health a higher priority, and in doing so, they can feed themselves and help to feed the world as well.
Secretary Dan Glickman, thank you for your good work and for showing up for us tonight.
You're welcome, Brian.
Appreciate it.